the governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Umo Eno, recently celebrated the 38th anniversary of the state's creation. The commemorative event brought together past and current leaders, along with veteran administrators, all of whom have contributed to Akwa Ibom's development over nearly 4 decades. Well, ahead of the ceremony, the governor spoke exclusively about the state's current alignment with the center, following his historic move from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress. He also highlighted his administration's key achievements, his commitment to the people of Akwa Ibom State, and much more in this special feature.
I started small myself. When I came back from Lagos in 1995 to start a business here, I started a hotel out with 5 rooms. But it will take discipline, dedication, passion, denial, sacrifice to be able to build.
Stepping into the gubernatorial mantle of Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria, Governor Umo Eno assumed his office with a bold and brilliant vision to transform this oil-rich South-South state. A leader with a deep commitment to progress, Governor Eno has set his sights on sustainable growth, steering the state's course with his flagship Arise agenda, built on 5 strategic pillars designed to cultivate a revolution in agriculture, nurture the growth of rural development, fortify the foundations of critical infrastructure, and weave a stronger fabric of security. Before his tenure as governor, Umo Eno's journey began in the vibrant world of hospitality, where he honed his craft in the art of creating welcoming spaces. Now, he is channeling that expertise into what is poised to be his defining legacy, the majestic Arise Resort. This ambitious project is set to transform the state's leisure potential, creating a new destination for relaxation and rejuvenation. In a powerful testament to his commitment to the citizens of Akwa Ibom, Governor Eno has turned his attention to the pressing challenges faced by the state's more than 5 million residents. He breathed new life into the Dakada Skills Acquisition Center, Nigeria's largest vocational training center, located on 12.8 hectares of land, fully equipped with workshops, an integrated farm, and experienced facilitators capable of training up to 5,000 students with professional skills for employment, standing as a beacon of hope for the people of Akwa Ibom State.
It's one thing to be skilled in something, it's another thing to turn the skill into business. So they are now trained, and then some of them we absorb in all of the sites you see. But each of them, once they finish, we now can give them startup packs and they can start their own business.
Ahead of the 38th anniversary of the state's creation, I met up with the governor and we discussed his grand vision for the good people of Akwa Ibom State.
Your Excellency, Pastor Umo Eno, thank you for joining me on the program today.
Thank you so much for having me.
We are here celebrating 38 years of Akwa Ibom, and you recently marked 2 years as governor of Akwa Ibom State. Now, when you look back at your tenure, last 2 years, what would you say has been your greatest achievement? And of course, what would you say that you regretted the most?
Thank you so much, Ojy, and welcome to Akwa Ibom. I pray and hope you enjoy the hospitality of our people, and also pray that you come again. 2 years, well, time flies, but what will I say is my greatest achievement? Seriously, my emotional connectivity with the people, working with them, staying around them, being able to touch them. And when I mean touch them, not physically, seeing that you put smiles on as many faces as you possibly can, particularly in the rural community. 2 projects stands clearly for me. We have the Arise Compassionate Homes for indigent people. You need to see where these people used to live before now. And then now they can have a place they call home. We're doing 500 of such homes across the length and breadth of the state, each ward. And we've done 267 so far. And so the next thing is how we're able to help our people in entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. That's because that's my background. Seeing these young people having to be trained, then having to give them tools that they can work with. This is how to stimulate the economy, through entrepreneurship, giving a helping hands to these young men and women. I think those two projects strikes me, and seriously.
And your greatest regrets?
I've lost my wife here. It's painful.
Sorry.
And I wish she was here with me right now. Sometimes it's tough.
My condolences. I
Thank
understand.
you.
I know that you're marking a year remembrance.
Yes.
By the end of this week.
Yes, please.
My condolences.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Your administration has shown remarkable compassion, especially like you have just highlighted, the old people. And only recently, you had a program with the albino community. And, I remember, talking about that story and how your wife encouraged you. Even when you wanted to become governor, people didn't want an albino governor. Talk to us about that community and what you've done so far with it.
You see, politics is something in this country that keeps, it's like you go in there and people must find things to throw at you. Something that shouldn't really be. But again, part of the reasons I'll miss my wife, because she was always there to give me a pat on the back and say, look, don't mind these people, and then we'll take a big laugh about some of those things. But what we've done is we have a group. That group has been in existence. I even have a special assistant who is coordinating all of them. And they see me as their champion, one of their own, and I reach out to them. A lot of them really go through so much. So you reach out to them, make provisions for them, and then raise a voice for them so you are like their voice. Working with my brother Ojy Okpe, who is the president, and here in Akwa Ibom, we coordinate them, and the First Lady, the wife of the president, has done a fantastic job with them. So we plug into that. The office of the First Lady here in Akwa Ibom plugs into that, and we reach out to them, ensure that they find that confidence, because all of this is about making them have confidence in themselves, and that's what we try to do.
Yeah, you said that your wife called you the golden boy.
The golden boy.
You get that a lot. People call you the golden boy.
When we're campaigning, we'll say the golden governor, and everything is around the golden era.
Yes.
So it just came and it resonated very quickly, became a catchphrase.
Yes.
And of course, I'm the golden boy.
You're the golden boy. One thing I took away from what you've just touched on is about politics. And only recently, talking about the death of your wife, your daughter came into the limelight, and she had that breakdown, which people politicize. I did see that, because I remember going through that whole process and watching how you were able to handle it. Grief is something that is very unique to every individual. I'd like for you to share with our viewers how that incident shaped your family.
These are young kids. We all react to things differently. They've had their mom pass, and this is me trying to fill the gap, still working. You you even will work more because now there's no one to return back home to and all of that. So I think after she had carried this, no time to grieve, no time to mourn, no time to cry, and then she had that emotional breakdown. And what she actually said was that I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you. And so that was just it. But before you know it, again, like politics, everybody started giving it their different interpretation. But thank God for pastors, thank God for counselors. They were able to rally around the family, talk with us, pray with us, and I now have to spend a little more time with them because, I mean, they want that the person they used to run to, even me would say to them, go and meet mommy. Yeah. She was no more there. So, and you now need to create that time to be with them. And so it's been okay. She's come out of it. We spend most weekends together. This morning we spent time together. They come with my grandchildren. They're all around. We naturally, we've been tied around the family, and we have always known that family is our greatest asset. Mm-hmm. So when the strength of the family is no more there, and I must give it to Kemi, she was the strength of the family. And we all feel her in different ways, and people express that emotion in different ways. There are times I come back myself and just feel, is it worth it at all, to continue? And then you pick up again. So it happens, but we are good.
You find the strength and you continue. And how do you react to criticism about people talking about your daughters holding positions in your administration?
Well, I don't see anything wrong about. They are eminently qualified to hold such positions. My first daughter coordinates the office of the First Lady. The office of the First Lady is not by appointment. It goes with the governor, is the wife of the governor. And I have a daughter that is over 30 years. She was the personal assistant to the mother. She knew the programs the mother was running. And thankfully, the First Lady of the nation adopted her and said, I accept you. I know you will coordinate these programs. So she becomes the coordinator. She was already the PA to the mom while she was there. Jane is a qualified occupational safety professional. And I come from an environment where I had worked with oil majors, and safety is a serious issue. So for her to be my senior special assistant on safety and health is not because she's my daughter. Anyone who had that qualification would have been my senior special assistant. And she has the qualification. She's an Akwa Ibomite, and I can get the job done through her. I don't see anything wrong in her doing that role. I'm not doing her a favor. Mm-hmm. She's distilling service. Yes. That's what it is.
Let's talk about politics now. Your Excellency, you have made history as the first APC governor of Akwa Ibom State. I mean, first of all, I'd like to know the key factor. What was it that made you decide that this is the time for me to join the APC? And how has that shift changed governance in your state?
Thank you. Everyone have their conviction and what they live for. Personally, I am convinced beyond any doubt that this president is doing well. And I have several instances. And politics itself is dynamic. I appreciate that we have always been a PDP state. I appreciate that a lot. And I appreciate the platform upon which the PDP provided that I became governor. But also, the Constitution also permits that we move. So movement, when you have to support what you believe in, shouldn't be a problem. What I did in my case was I had to explain to the Akwa Ibom people. It took me close to 6-7 months explaining to several groups why I believe we must move, why I believe we must support this president who is doing a good job. And it's my opinion, and everyone has their opinion. What I don't agree is people to attack. You can't superimpose your opinion on me. It's a right I have constitutionally. Now, as governor, this president made this economy in shambles. Today, the Naira is stable. It went up and down. It's getting stable. We begin to see the reforms it's doing. Tax reforms, electricity reforms that we just, states just had an electricity summit where the states can now play in the electricity market and take responsibility for providing electricity to its citizenry. We have an IPC, the Bompa company produces, we have a 191 megawatts, and we produce that and put in the national grid. And then the national grid gives it back to you the way they like. So he stopped all that. He came on and said, fuel subsidy will stop from day one. How many presidents will have that boldness? We've had even military presidents who tried to move fuel subsidy, but they couldn't. He said from day one, he moved it. Very unpopular thing to do. Now puts the money to states to be able to provide the services. I wish you had time to go around and see the things we're doing for the people. Where will this money come from if it didn't take this from a little cabal that was controlling this and now puts it back to the federation account, which is now coming to the states? So slowly and steadily, the economy is ramming up back and things are happening. And so why would I not support this president? When you look at the things he's done, you put the other people side by side him, I will naturally choose this president because for now, he's the one making it happen. So, and I felt I couldn't be doing that in the dark. I can't be saying I'm in one party in the day and in the night I'll be going to Aso Rock to pledge loyalty. So it's better and best I let people know where I stand. I think that was what happened.
Yeah, but you know, people will say, I mean, you can support the president and still remain in your party. I'll give you an example. Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo openly says he will support the president.
Good. You see, you must also look at the circumstance. Yes. My party then, the PDP, the circumstance will not allow me to do that. That would be anti-party. And like I said, I'm not used to saying one thing in the morning or in the evening. I like people to know where I stand at a certain time and I pursue it. I wouldn't want to have issues with the PDP saying, look, I am supporting the president and I am here.
There are people in your party that are doing exactly the same thing.
Well, we are not all made in the same mold. We are not all made in the same mold.
Talking about. So you decided to support him because you think his reforms are great. What are your people saying? What are the people in Akwa Ibom saying about the economic hardship that they are facing? Are you hearing from your people?
Yeah, we're hearing from them. Well, economic hardship is in general terms. We're doing the best we can. We're trying to ameliorate these sufferings. What are Akwa Ibom people saying? They are all on my side. We moved with 24 out of 26 House members. We moved with 30 out of 31 local government chairmen. We moved with all of the House of Representative members. We moved with 2 senators. And these are representatives of the people. And every day we go out, we see the people. They know. They understand why we have to move. They understand why we must be at the center. First of all, The Senate President is from Akwa Ibom, yes. And we need to work with him to support him to ensure that he continues to have a voice at the federal level. And we can't be playing opposition. We have the number 3 citizen at the center, and we are here playing. Look, it becomes messy after a while.
Okay. So it's deeper than what we see.
I just think that it is best to be at the center, yes. To support the president, to support the Senate president, and so that Akwa Ibom will be properly linked to the center. There are lots and lots of benefits that you may never understand. The fact that you, and again, like I've said to you, for me, I'm a man of conviction. If I wasn't convinced personally, I won't make the move. And once I'm convinced about a cause, I pursue it.
Right, let's talk about development in your state. I mean, I have looked through your Arise agenda, which I think is remarkable. I want to start with the health sector. Only recently we got reports from, I believe it's the Akwa Ibom State General Hospital here, where there was a woman who actually died in the hospital. She died because of some sort of neglect. And we also hear that some doctors who the Akwa Ibom State government has trained have jackpot. Is the word jackpot? And you have put them on the list of people that you're looking for, on a wanted list. Talk to us about that.
Well, you see, whilst we try to work in all of our sectors with the Arise agenda, you will always still find little things to deal with. But recently, you will understand that we have declared a state of emergency in our health sector, typically because, again, the jackpot syndrome you've talked about. Mm-hmm. What happened in that general hospital is still being investigated, and I don't want to make too much comments about it. I hear the interim report has been submitted to the civil service and the chairperson of the Civil Service Commission, and I await, they know I'm waiting for the report, because I do not believe that in this day and age we should lose any pregnant woman. And that was very, very unfortunate. So we'll get to the root of it.
Have you been in touch with them?
Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, yes. So I don't believe that should be. We have invested in our hospitals, but I must admit, we do not have sufficient workforce. And we're addressing that. In the state of emergency, one of the things we want to do, apart from renovating hospitals, we have primary health care centers. There are new primary health care centers. 31 of the local governments, we have new primary health care centers. Like the local government chairmen themselves are renovating primary health care centers. But we do not have the personnel to run these centers. So what are we doing? As part of declaring an emergency in the health sector, we want to first look at the condition of service for our medical personnel, and they are working on that now. The second thing is to immediately address that gap. We have advertised for retirees who are still strong and willing to serve. We want to take them back on contract so that they can close the immediate gap. And then we are commencing immediate training of in all our medical schools, School of Nursing, School of Midwifery, and all of that. The idea now for us is to engage them and commit to them from day one that they become civil servants. But again, and I'm willing to train doctors in their specialized areas, but I keep saying something. If we have to invest state money to train you, we must have an agreement. I think it's done all over the world. Like in aviation industry, we just trained 20 pilots, 20 engineers. They have an agreement with the state. There is a certain number of years you will put in, and so that you can also train others. And that's what I believe is done all over the world.
So who are these guys that you have declared wanted? Do you declare them wanted?
No. I don't think.
Dr. George Bassi, Dr. Uduak Abasi.
I don't think they are declared wanted.
Okay.
They took my brief is that they went for some specialized training, and they were still in service. Government was paying them. So when that happens, you are supposed to come back and put in a minimum of, I think, 3 years, so as to, justify that time you were allowed and you were getting full salaries. I understand that they left work and they've not resigned. So I think the commissioner is just saying, where are these people?
Well, I think the commissioner is Emmanuel John.
Correct.
Giving an ultimatum that they return to duty or refund the training costs. Do you stand with?
I agree absolutely.
Or you do?
I agree.
This hard stance.
No, it's not a hard stand. If we have used state funds to train you, and the understanding, it's not a law that I just wrote. It's the understanding in the profession. It's been there. It's a civil service rule that if you are trained by government or you have leave of absence and you are with pay to go and, advance your training, when you come back, there's a minimum time or years you should put back. And so honestly, it's only patriotic that you do that.
And if they don't?
Well, I will be advised by the Ministry of Justice what to do.
No. So you might take a stiffer stance.
I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. I want to be advised by the Ministry of Justice. There are lots of options opened up for government, but we must honestly, in all honesty, stop encouraging people to take government for a ride. You don't want to be trained by government, or you don't want to have your in-service training or leave of absence with pay. Then you can always say, I don't want.
But some of these doctors have complained, and they all say that there's not an enabling environment for them to thrive. I'm not supporting the JACPA or the JACPA syndrome, but the conversation around whether or not we're providing enough facility or enough support for these doctors to thrive in Nigerian ecosystem is also a conversation to be had.
I agree with you. The conditions are not okay and all of that. It's a different thing altogether. And we can speak to that. We are trying to address that. But when you intentionally, that, look, see, can I say something? Maybe let me just let me digress a little bit, since it's just a good conversation, and it's like you're not going to marry a guy.
Yes.
And he trains you through the university.
Yes.
And the time you got your certificate, came back from youth service, and you now say that, I'm better trained than you are. You are a palm wine tapper, or you are not up to my standard.
Yes.
I'm not going to marry you again.
Yes.
How do you want the guy to feel?
Well, is he going to force her to marry? Would it be better if she were to refund all the money for the trip? Would he feel better? Yes. The same thing goes with the doctors.
The point I'm making is that you knew who this guy was.
Yes.
Before you left.
Yes.
Now, stick to the promise. Just stick to the promise and walk. Let's sit together. Yes. Now in Akwa Ibom, we are saying doctors, medical people, let's talk. We've declared a state of emergency. Let's salvage the situation together. This is our state. Let's show some patriotism and let's salvage this together. The place you are running to, someone built it. That system, someone made it possible. Yeah. So why can't we sit here and have that conversation and fix things? By the time we finish this 12-month state of emergency, I can bet you, let's have this conversation again. Doctors and medical practitioners will want to come back.
Yeah, I'd love to touch on your pastoral role and how you transition from, I know it's not a transition because I believe that you still preach, correct me if I'm wrong?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So how did you transition from being a pastor? I know that you also have a background in hospitality, to becoming a politician. What drove you to becoming a politician?
I don't see that you transition. You will always be a pastor. God just brought me from being a pastor of maybe a few flock to pastor Akwa Ibom State. So I'm now pastoring the state. And you have a bigger platform to preach, to practice. Not so much in what you preach, but in what you do and how you are able to serve. Because to be a pastor is to be a chief servant. To be a governor, forget all of the names. You're a servant of the people.
Yes.
So,
did you always want to be a politician, though?
No.
Okay, so what made you go into politics?
My predecessor, my political godfather, the Tinubu Gabriel Emmanuel, he called me and said to me, I believe you will be a good governor. I want you to contest. And I give that to him any day. He saw what I did not see in myself. And I remember the night, again, he invited me to have this discussion with me. I was with my wife, and then my wife she was sitting down, she just went straight to the floor and knelt down and said, "Sir, please leave my husband alone." And she turned to me and said, in Yoruba, "Yubi, Talo she governor ni delay." That is who. And I'll explain. So Yubi, who has become who was governor before in your family that you think, say, Salim, this one they are cursing you every day, abusing you. Yes. They will be abusing my husband like this. Please leave him alone. The man laughed and laughed and laughed and said, but he has the qualities. He will be a governor. He will be a good governor. And so go and we said, let's go and pray about it. He said to us, God has already told me you will be the next governor. And quite frankly, that's how I came into this business. He gave me the platform, and I will forever thank him for it.
Let's talk about your policies as we wrap up. Tourism is your second largest IGR. What are you doing in terms of tourism to promote that more?
Well, we're trying to, away from oil, we're trying to make tourism a hub in Akwa Ibom. We're blessed with nature. Everywhere you go, we're blessed with the slave trade route in the Korabas is still there. We have the Mary Slessor. Those are things that are still there. We also have good ambience, for tourism. We're one of the most peaceful states in this country. And above all, we have a thriving airline. And Ibom Air is the pride of every Akwa Ibomite today. Once in a while, there are issues with but to be honest with you, I still believe that we're the best airline in Nigeria today, And when you have an airline, again, that was started by my predecessor, we're now trying to expand it and make sure that we're able to bring in tourists and guests, and we can utilize that avenue. So we're creating that tourism ecosystem, whether it is in agricultural tourism, whether it's medical tourism, whether it's sports tourism. We just finished our State Sports Festival, whether it's infrastructural tourism. We're building a convention center that will take 5,000, lots of breakout rooms. We're building another hotel. We're building a rice shopping city. This brings together all of the tourism potential of the state. We're building our airport. The new airport will soon be opened, and we want to be able to get Ibom Air to begin to do the West Coast, begin to earn some foreign exchange, bring guests here, then see we can do our cargo terminal, and we can be able to move our goods freely. So these are all the things we're doing.
And you said that Akwa Ibom Air, you believe, is the best airline in Nigeria. I don't know why you say so, because only recently your airline was in the news when Comfort and Mason was dragged down from that aircraft and, really painted that Ibom Air in a really bad light. First, I'd like to know if you've, reached out to Comfort and Mason or her family, and what you thought about that incident.
Well, you see, incidents like this happens all around the world, and you know it. You see this happen. So you cannot judge the airline by just one incident, assuming, even if I agree, but not conceding. We must look at all the things that have happened. We're reaching out to the family, but also you need to know that this is a federal thing right now. I think there's some investigations going on, and you don't want to get in the way of that investigation. So we're waiting. Let's conclude with the federal agencies. But like I said, now my God's given feeling is that, I feel we could have done something better both ways. I mean, if flight is taking off, switch off your phone. What's really so difficult about that? We don't treat symptoms. Let's treat root causes. I wasn't there, so I'm not going to hold brief for anybody. And that's why there is an investigation. So, but one event or one thing happening is not enough to castigate an airline who's good in on-time departure, who is always there. I'm sure you came here by Ibom Air.
Yes, I did.
Who is flying the Nigerian flag very well. And just after that, we had another one with another airline. And I saw some videos, even that from other countries too. So these things happen. We are dealing with human beings. Sometimes emotions run high. And, all we keep doing is keep training and retraining and believing that we keep going for the best. But in spite of that, I like to tell you, my sister, Ome is still number one.
So as a wrap-up, you became quite popular during your campaign season when you declared happy hour every Friday. You became known as the happy hour governor.
Yeah.
Tell us what's happening in your state. I don't see any activities every Friday in the pubs. Are they doing?
Oh no, I think.
I mean, can you?
It was taken completely out
of context.
Context.
Okay.
Happy hour is, I believe, that if you work hard, you must find time occasionally to relax. Like today, I've been working since Sunday back to back till Friday, and I said today I just want to relax. I want to go to the Arise Park, spend time, look at what's going on. That for me is my happy hour. That for me is my happy hour. Just time to refresh, to relax. And it wasn't really meant to be time to go get drunk, every time you have an achievement and you celebrate, and that's happy hour.
Yeah.
You have happy hour in church. You have happy hour everywhere. But it's not about going to get.
So it's not like the state is going to fund some happy hour for some civil servants or anything like that. You don't do anything like that.
No.
But you know, last year in June, I believe that there was some report about some investigation that you'd spent about 18 billion naira on happy hour.
Oh my God! From I wish
see that report.
No, I didn't. But how on happy hour? How? What kind of happy hour is that? I don't know. I don't have such head in my budget.
Nothing like that in your budget. But you are the happy governor.
I am happy.
Yes, and Uyo seems to be a happy state. And I can
We're happy people. We're happy people.
I mean, just the few hours that I've been here, everyone has been so pleasant. And I think that you have been doing such an amazing job. I'd like to thank you very much, Pastor Umo Eno, the golden boy. The golden boy. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming, and look forward to having you here again. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations to the good people of Akwa Ibom State. Happy 38th anniversary. I mean, Ayo, that was such a fun interview. I was there the whole day in Akwa Ibom State, and, you know, the governor showed me around. And, you know, what I really, really enjoyed was the Dakata Skills and Acquisition Center, where he, you know, is able to empower about 5,000 young people. Today marks 1 year of his wife's remembrance, and so we at Arise News, we commiserate with him as well.
Yeah.
What did you
Okay,
think?
so that was a really, really enjoyable watch.
Thank
and
you.
sometimes it's important to see and speak to these leaders, these governors in this kind of,
Yes.
you know, with this setting this kind of atmosphere. You could tell that he was really relaxed. So well done, Ojy. The Ojy effect. You should bottle it.
Yeah.
But in actual fact, there's some salient points that came out from that interview. I'm glad that you touched from the personal to the, you know, very heavy stuff in terms of what he's doing currently in Akwa Ibom State. It was good for him to clarify what happened with his daughter Jane when she came out with that accusation. And I think a lot of people can understand having gone through such trauma and the mental effects it would have on her. But even beyond that, I love that you gave us a visual representation of what's going on there with the Dakata Skill Acquisition Center. Thank you for bringing up Comfort Emerson,
Yes.
and also the fact that he talked about retraining the staff. They're very proud of Ibom Air. And then the Ibom Arise Resort and
Yes.
the important role it will play in tourism, especially as it will be launched timely for December rush. Dirty December is about to get even more interesting.
Yeah.
But, you know, a number of things, and also the other things is done around education, healthcare. Thank you for bringing up the state of the health,
Yes.
the doctors as well, and what he said going forward they would do in Akwa Ibom. He's talked about Akwa Ibom being a happy place, and I can understand why.
Right.
You know, from each of the governors who have worked, I must say that each of them have tried to leave a legacy of at least one thing to their names, and that's to say something for the state. So, Rotus, on a final note, had come up earlier on to talk about how prosperous the state was doing economically as well. So there's something right they're doing in Akwa Ibom.
Absolutely.
Happy 30th anniversary once again, and thank you for sitting down with Ojy and speaking about very important issues in the state.
Yes, I hope our viewers enjoyed that. Well, congratulations, Pastor Umo Eno.